Hey, it's Ted McGrath. Here are my monumental failures in scaling a multi-million-dollar business. Now, today I bring in 1,200 new clients a month. I spend $200,000 in advertising every month. For every dollar I put in, we make $3 in cash back. But when I first started, it was a disaster. And when I first went to go kind of launch online, I remember this was years ago, like 7, 8 years ago. I did a group program where I was going to do like a group program where I was going to teach people, and I got like 12 people into this group at like $200 a head, and I made like $2,400 for all that work to like call people and enroll them and do some form of a course that I was teaching to people where I'd show up on the phone and teach them. Now it's somewhat of an online business because it's a course where I could record it and then I could put it up online and then sell it again. But the problem is I didn't have the system to go sell it online. I didn't know how to advertise on Facebook. I didn't know how to advertise on all these different platforms. And so when I created that course and I taught it and I made the money, the work to go create it was more effort than it was actually worth financially. So I realized, wow, I kind of got a losing business model now. I got to figure this thing out. So one of my first launches online was creating webinar presentations, which I think are still good. And at the time I was selling $2,000 products with a webinar, but I wanted to scale my business. And initially I was just using webinars where I would have somebody promote my webinar. So I would go to somebody with a big list and I would say, promote my webinar and I'll promote yours in return of doing that. Now initially, I was going to small people with lists of thousands of people on their list, but I was making sales. But I realized there's no way to scale a business in doing that, right? So I quickly launched online and I started using advertising. And I'll tell you what, the 3 things that I didn't know when I launched was, number 1, I didn't know how to create ads. And you can't just leave that up to your Facebook guy, because when I did that, I got so frustrated with my advertising guys. I don't mean anybody related to Facebook or works for Facebook. I just mean my advertising guys I would hire to run my ads. When I did that, it was like a disaster because I didn't understand it. So how was I supposed to run it as a business owner? I couldn't, because I couldn't understand it. So then I went to go learn ads and I took courses on how to create ads. But then the second challenge I ran into was how to create sales videos. I didn't know how to sell on a video. I'd sold before one-on-one and face-to-face, but no idea how to sell on a video. So I started to learn how to sell on video by just trying, observing what people were doing, taking courses. And so when I launched online initially, I made some sales, but my presentations weren't very good. And then I really worked on understanding advertising. I really worked on understanding sales videos. And those 2 things together have been the key to actually scaling my business massively. But there was one missing piece. And I realized that, being an insurance guy for, 8 years before I got into this business, I realized that I was good at sales. And I was like, the missing piece is I need to get people on the phone selling my products. So while my video presentations were good at selling low-tier products for like $37, I needed somebody selling the $2,000, the $10,000 products on the phone. So I started to build a sales team. Started out with me and another guy initially, another person initially, and then we grew it and grew it and grew it. Today we have 13 salespeople, and that's what makes millions and millions and millions of dollars a year is that model. So when you first start to launch, remember, the steps you need to take are simple. You need to know what your strategy is first. Pick a strategy. A lot of times people try and do everything, or they're like, I'm gonna launch a webinar, I'm gonna launch a video, but what's the strategy? And so you need a funnel strategy, a marketing strategy of how you're gonna funnel people down to buy your end product. And that end product is the thing that's gonna make you the money. So I hope this serves you. Hope you learn from some of my mistakes and rock and roll with your dreams.